welcome to Inside Scoop. I'm Sumi Das. We are at Build 2013. This is the developer conference for Microsoft. Joining me is Josh Lowensohn, senior writer for CNET. Josh, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
Okay, so we've just emerged from the keynote on day one.
Yes.
Almost 2 hours. Steve Ballmer was there. That's notable. Not a lot of news, though, coming out of this keynote. Really, this was the first sort of preview that we've been able to get at Windows 8.1, right?
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with Windows 8.1, it's not a complete rethink of Windows 8.
Not an overhaul by any means.
Right, and I mean, that's what the .1 means. It's basically taking some of the feedback they got from the first Windows 8 release and really kind of changing things around. One of those big changes is kind of making the software more useful for desktop users. That means booting people right to the home screen and adding the start menu back.
The start button, they got a lot of cheers when they announced that.
They did, and it's kind of weird because when Windows 8 first came out, it was this thing where they changed everything. They changed the design, they changed how you use all these features, and I think they thought it was the way it was going to be. And I think they got some feedback from developers that were like, this is a little crazy. Or at least from users too.
Too radical. Pull back.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the start button is back. Any other tweaks that you found notable?
They've really put Bing more in the front seat.
That was an integral part of this keynote. They kept on talking about Bing.
Absolutely, and now it's kind of integrated, so you can search the web, you can also search your files. All that stuff is really kind of populated. They also pull SkyDrive, and people can now add more Bing features to their apps. They said that they could do that before, but they've kind of made some changes where you can pull things like 3D maps and Wikipedia articles, all sorts of things from their search index.
They demoed voice search.
They kind of have this thing where Apple thinks about Siri as their own little voice assistant. They kind of pitched this thing more where the utility was inside the app, so it didn't really matter what you're in. You could tweak things to be more kind of conversational and useful.
Any parts of the keynote that surprised you?
They gave away some really expensive hardware. So
they did.
They gave developers an Acer Iconia tablet, which was, got a lot of cheers.
8-inch tablet.
Yeah, people were not expecting it. It's a very new device. And then later on, they kind of brought back out a Surface Pro, and everyone's like, okay, whatever, Surface Pro, it's old news. And they're like, everybody gets one. It was totally Oprah moment.
It was an Oprah moment. You get a Surface, you get a Surface. Is this something that they've done in the past, or are they kind of taking a page out of Google's book? Because they tend to give away a lot of hardware at their developer conferences.
I would say 2 devices is definitely a lot, especially when you think of some of the convergence possibly. I mean, both these are really kind of tablets and touch devices that work with keyboards. So it's kind of surprising they would just kind of push both those things instead of giving like a phone and maybe a tablet or something. Right. That's what Google tends to do. But I think they really want developers to like have as much Windows 8 action as they can to really tweak their apps. So I think doubling down and giving them 2 is kind of like not so subtle hand, like get working on apps.
Right, they want to see more apps
Absolutely.
in the App Store. All right, okay. Josh, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
For Inside Scoop, I'm Sumi Das. Thanks for watching.